Freestyle Repertory Theater and Synergy Theater proudly present Right Away. It's a show, it's a jam, it's the best of both worlds. And now, please welcome your hosts to the screen, Laura Livingston and Lisa Gay Thompson.
Welcome, everyone, to Right Away. I'm Lisa Gay Thompson. I'm a playwright in the Bay Area.
And I'm Laura Livingston. I'm the artistic director of Freestyle Repertory Theater in New York City.
Tonight's show, Right Away, is a co-production of Freestyle Repertory Theater in New York City and Synergy Theater in Walnut Creek, California. Two companies divided by a continent, but united in the belief that improvisation is an important theatrical art form.
Yes, Right Away is a show about writing immediately and then getting your work heard right away. We've been doing it for about 4 years or so since the lockdown, and we just feel that this is a great way to get that part of writing in immediately, which is getting it to an audience, seeing how it lands, hearing what it sounds like. And we're so happy you're here to do that with us.
Yes. Here's how the show works. We have 3 playwrights tonight who will have 45 minutes to write a brand new play based on suggestions from you, the audience.
And while they're off writing, everyone who is joining us in the live audience will be invited to play some improv games with Lisa and me. I think you'll want to do that with pencil and paper because most people find that's a great way to write and still be able to see what's on their screen. And then after each game, we'll have as many of you as want to read what you just wrote. And when that happens, I encourage you to volunteer without even considering if your piece is worth hearing or not, because you haven't had time to judge it. And also, the game is just really fun to hear how many different ways different people have interpreted the same writing prompts. And in the meantime, the playwrights will be set off to write a play based on our suggestions. And after 45 minutes of our jam, the playwrights will return and we will hear the world premiere of the works that they've written.
Before we introduce tonight's playwrights, we have just a few things to go over. For those of you who are participating live via Zoom, we've asked that you keep yourself muted and your video off for now. But in a few minutes, when we start the writing jam, we invite you to turn your video back on, and we would love it if you do that. The show's streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, so when your video's on, you may be seen by more people than are here right now. So if you're not recycling your number 5 containers and don't want anybody to know, then we understand that you'll be participating anonymously. But the more of us who turn our cameras on, the more fun we'll have, the more we see each other and visually support each other, and we can laugh and clap and all those good visual clues, and we'll have some fun. Lastly, we invite you to open up your chat feature, which you'll find at the bottom of your screen if you hover your cursor. And you can open it up and we'll be using that to get suggestions to the playwrights.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of playwrights, let's meet them. Our first one is a playwright, actor, and director who until recently was the artistic director of Metropolitan Playhouse in New York City. And he remains the artistic director of its parent company, Parsifals Productions. He's currently at work at a new play about the largely unknown circumstances of German prisoners of war in America during World War II. Please welcome to your screen, Alex Rowe. Hello,
Hi,
Alex.
hi, Lisa. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Alex.
Planning to get a little extra work in on your play tonight? Maybe.
Oh, what an interesting. Well, we'll see, obviously, where it goes. It might change the course of the war, actually, if
I would think.
just depending on what happens.
That's my mission. Change the past.
Yeah, everything is a part of it.
Yeah. See if we all still exist at the end of this evening.
Gosh,
Thanks,
imagine.
Alex.
Mightier than the sword.
Our next playwright is the co-director of the MOPCO Improv Theater and author of Training to Imagine, Practical Improvisational Theater Techniques to Enhance Communication, Creativity, Leadership, and Learning. Kat Coppett.
Hello, Kat. That is not your most recent book. And I invite you to tell us all, because last time I tried to say it, I just, my tongue got completely twisted.
The
So,
new one?
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got a more even better title. The Facilitation Advantage is all you really need to know. Training to Imagine's a book on improv, but they wouldn't let me put improv in the title back 20 years ago because that wasn't appropriate for business.
That was too wacky.
Yeah, too wacky.
But now business is totally wacky. They need improv to just settle it down.
That's right. They're like, we never know what's going to happen. I wish we knew how to improvise.
And improv is cool now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. We'll see you in a bit, Kat.
Thank you very much.
And our third and final playwright for tonight teaches improv in person and online. So no matter where you are, you can be inspired by this man. He is the artistic director of Synergy Theater in Walnut Creek, California. And I believe they have just announced their new season of improvisational theater at the Lesher Center in Walnut Creek. Please welcome Ken Adams.
Hello, thank you very much. Great to see you both.
Great to see you, Ken. What is the first one you're working on in your new season of improv?
Well, I'm so excited. We're working on the improvised Twilight Zone. So we're going to do 45-minute episodes of the Twilight Zone, 2 a night. And in order to research it, I spend all day watching TV.
That's wonderful. You do 2 episodes a night.
Well, yes, we will do 2 45-minute episodes. Usually we improvise a 2-act play, 45 minutes intermission, and then act 2. But Twilight Zone, in order to emulate the television short form nature of it, we're going to do a 45-minute episode, then take a break, then come back and do another 45-minute, as if you're binging the Twilight Zone.
Do you lead the audience through some preliminary exercises in case their hearts stop and they need to get it going again? Suspense and twists and
Well, we certainly will now that you've planted the die bug in their subconscious. Hey, hello, Patty.
Patty, it's good to see you. We're just introducing the playwrights. If you could turn your camera off just for now, we want you to come back soon. But right now we want to get the rest of the playwrights on screen. And Patty and everyone else who's participating online, if you haven't opened up that chat feature down, probably right about there, please do so, because this is how they are going to get suggestions from you to kickstart their plays. When they ask you for a suggestion, type it into that chat there. All right, so Alex, I think you were the first one we called on screen. Why don't you be the first one to get your suggestion?
Well, so I will. I have a little inkling about the theme of the jam tonight. And so I'm going to ask for something that you're not afraid of. As a fearful person in my day-to-day life, there's so many things that I am afraid of. I want to know anything you're not afraid of. Wow, donuts? You're not afraid? Who's not afraid of donuts? That's crazy. Death, driving, trees, nails, scissors, toddlers, blood, and guts. It's hard to resist donuts. Honestly, I've never been able to resist them. So donuts is going to be the first of the suggestions that I take. Thank you very, very much for not being afraid of donuts.
Oh,
But
wow.
nobody's afraid of scuba diving.
Maybe the fish. All right, Kat,
Oh.
what are you looking for? Sorry.
Well, sort of pulling on the thread of fear, could I have a current issue or topic and a fairy tale or famous childhood story? You can give one or the other. You don't feel like you have to.
Yeah, you don't have to.
What was the first one?
Current issue, topic, something in the news. Okay. How about I will take GMOs and three Billy Goats Gruff. Thank you very much.
I knew without seeing the person that cats leaving entrails from their kills under my bed would be E.J. Huerta. I knew that.
Oh, although
God, I'm shocked.
Or Pinocchio in the Electoral College. Yep. Ken, you seem to
All
be
right.
hot with the suggestions. Let's hear it. What do you need?
I'm chomping at the bit. I'm chomping at the bit. Well, as we all know, in our favorite short story, The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka, Gregor Samsa wakes up one day to find himself inexplicably transformed into an insect. Well, Gregor has a sister. Her name is Greta. And what nobody knows is sometime after the events in Gregor's life, Greta woke up to find herself transferred into something as well. So in the chat, I'm putting the first sentence of the Metamorphosis. One morning, when Gregor Samsa woke from troubled dreams, he found himself transformed in his bed into a horrible vermin. I'm going to change that sentence, and here's where I need you to come in. So it's going to be one morning when Greta Samson woke from troubled dreams, she found herself transformed in her bed into a what? Oh my God, that was long-winded. But if you could, I could have just asked for like a household out there. All right, what do we got here? A washcloth. That's it. I see it. I'm taking it. She found herself transformed into a washcloth. Thank you
Really,
very much.
really, not a doll or an
An
over
overripe banana.
Wow.
a ladybug on steroids, a Republican, web, colorful.
All of those things
cotton-field-
are good.
No,
All of
it's a
those things are
washcloth.
good.
All
And
right.
challenge.
All right,
Oh.
washcloth.
Lovely.
Thank you.
So here's what we'd like. Oh, you know what, writers? We're going to send you away in 45 minutes, and I lost my cool app that I had to show it on my screen. So I'm going to show 45 minutes on my phone here. Don't even try to save me, anyone. I'm unprepared with my app. I'm going to use my phone again. But what I'd like to hear next, since Ken's suggestion took so long, I think I've forgotten what other people's suggestions were, although I enjoyed every moment of it, every minute of it, Ken. Let's review what their suggestions are. So let's start with Alex. What was yours you're going away with?
It was short and sweet. Donuts was my suggestion.
And then Kat, what was yours?
Mine was GMOs and the three Billy Goats Gruff.
Excellent. And Ken, what was yours?
Washcloth, and it is a story about a girl who wakes up one day to discover she was turned into a washcloth.
Right. All right. So writers, we're going to send you away for 45 minutes. Alex did give me a clock that may suddenly appear on my screen here, which would be so totally cool. Remember, this is improv. This is a rough draft. Whatever you write is going to be great. Please do just write improvisationally, and do keep an eye out for further suggestions, because we will be sending them via your cell phone. Here we go. On your mark, get set, right away. There it is. There it is.
We sent them off. So everybody else, as our writers are turning their video and sound off and tuning us out, we invite you to now turn on your video and say hello. And if you haven't already, grab pencil and paper or pen. And quick reminder, we're streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So you're more than welcome to be anonymous out there, but please come on in if you're game.
All right. You have some options for how you're going to watch us and watch each other. If you don't know already, I'll just give you a really quick course on Zoom. If you move your cursor to the upper right of your screen, you'll see some options for how our windows appear on the screen, like gallery view or speaker view. Whichever one of those you choose, it just defines when you see people and how many people you see at a time. And whatever you choose, it doesn't affect the rest of us. So just go for whatever you like.
Well, let's get started on the jam. Remember, improv is all about being spontaneous and supporting one another's creativity. If you've never done improv before, that's the secret of it. It can be boiled down to a couple of rules. One is say yes and make your partner look good. When you're writing, just say yes to the first thing that comes into your mind. Turn off your inner censor and welcome everything. Everything's good, everything's wanted, everything, just let it all be. And don't critique yourself as you're writing. And volunteer to read as if everything is great and good, and there is no censor on that side either. When others are reading, it would be great if you keep your video on so they can see your faces and be inspired and supported by you. And it helps us too, Laura and I, so we can connect with you. And let's get started.
I think we might say, if people came in late, that we just gave suggestions on the chat. But for this part of it, we suggest using pencil and paper so that you can actually see what's happening on the screen, and just it's just a suggestion, but most people like to write that way. And back to you, Lisa.
Well, our theme today for the jam is inspired by Mary Shelley's birthday. And we all know she wrote Frankenstein on a dare. And so we thought we'd explore the writing of horror, or whatever you want to call that genre. It's such a fun place to explore. It's not just about getting scares, jump scares. It's about exploring that inner demon or inner weakness that gets externalized out into the world. So that's all I'll say about that. But I think our exercises today are kind of designed with that in mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
So should we get started? The first one is just a warm up, and it'll be a 1-minute exercise. And it's just listing the things that keep your character, any character that you think of, up at night. So the things that keep a character, not you, up at night.
We're supposed to type it in the, at the bottom?
Just
In
write
chat?
it. Just write it on a piece of paper. And if you
Oh,
want
not in
to
chat,
later-
not in chat. Okay.
Correct.
All right. It's about a minute.
Who'd like to read things that might keep a horror character awake at night? Some victim in it. Yes, Cheryl.
Okay, good. I'm not muted. Okay. Too much caffeine. The bedroom's too hot, noisy neighbors, spiders and snakes, sick children, and good sex.
I'd love to hear the horror that was based on that last one, the horror. If you are not on screen and you want to read yours too, just give us a shout, or somehow I guess you can raise your hand. And if
I
you
don't
don't
see
do
it.
that mechanically do. But if you want to read and you're on screen, just
I'll
raise.
read.
And who is that talking?
Janella.
Janella, let's hear it.
Okay, ready? What
Mhm.
would keep someone up at night? Finances, fat, flatulence, feline viruses, and bad sex.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Patty, let's hear it.
Fear of mousetraps springing, eczema outbreaks, bad morning breath, clothes matching or not matching the next day, finding an electric car charging station, and remembering names and faces.
Great.
Yes, Lori.
Hello. Okay. Creaking from upper floors of the building, sirens screaming by the windows, late night teens screeching with glee and drink on the street.
Nice. Nice. Is that a hand up, Pat Moore?
Oh, I
What?
guess it is.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I couldn't find the hand. Okay, I had fear of drink relapsing, fear of discovery, fear of death, and then I had fear of being misunderstood. And it occurred to me, I just made a note here, write a story where everything bad that happens to the character is a result of somebody misunderstanding what they've said.
So I have them.
That's amazing.
And Alex is not
Yeah.
on right now. He's off on the writing
Looks like
part.
fun.
But I had sent it to this
Oops.
thing, and all I get is this little symbol when I try to open it, and it isn't active. It won't open it.
And oh, I'm gonna Pinky.
You can well here.
I'm gonna
show you.
do something about this. Oops.
Good.
Except I don't know how to. It went away.
It should normally you just do this, and then it says if the button doesn't work, paste this into your browser. Well, I don't know how to do that on this.
I'm not the host, so I can't do
The
anything
button
about it.
doesn't work.
Pinky Row.
And then it gives you that string of numbers to paste in the browser.
I'm gonna
But I
ask.
can't get it to.
I'm gonna ask Ken.
I mean, I don't know how to do that.
We hear you.
Yeah, it's a good idea to keep your microphone muted when you're not directly speaking to us.
There we go. All right. You know what, Lisa? I think it's time for us to interrupt our hardworking playwrights with a suggestion. So we're gonna ask you all for a suggestion, and then we will send it in to them. Lisa, could you give them a time warn? And how about?
I gotta do something else.
How about if we send them a piece of music that they hear or sing? Everyone just type that suggestion into the chat and we'll see what we come up with. Suddenly, everyone in every one of these plays is going to hear something by Barry Manilow or Edelweiss
Numbers.
or Purple
That might
Rain.
be- That might be it, but
No, that wasn't it.
I
Thinking.
you know, show tunes. I think I'm going to go with the very specific here, Lisa. Why don't we say, suddenly they hear or sing Edelweiss?
Edelweiss, okay, very good.
Yeah. Jingle for a soap ad, all great suggestions. Great
Had
suggestions.
this all figured out, how to do it, and just didn't work.
MacArthur Park. All right. So I have no idea what's going on.
Hi. Well, it was Alex.
All right. I have the beginnings of sentences. This is a we're just gonna kind of crank out a whole bunch of different horror stories or horror-like
That's
stories
not,
that
that's
will
something else I was
use
looking at.
the
That's not what
beginning
I
of the
want.
same sentences.
That's
So
not good.
do you know what, Lisa?
I mean, it's good, but
While we're
it's not
doing
what-
this, could you mute yourself and give Ken Adams a call, because he's the host of this meeting, and see if he can.
Yeah,
can
I'm asking
mute-
him, I'm just texting him and asking him to make you a host.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to give you if I am the host, I'm not. Okay. Here's the sentence beginnings. What I'm going to do is say the sentence beginnings. Don't bother to write it down. I've got them here. I can read them when we read them all together. But I'll give you
I know what we're trying to
a
do.
few moments to write the
Here's
end of the
Natasha.
sentence. The first sentence is, Francine was nervous about spending the night at.
See, all you get is that.
No, it won't go in for some.
You can write as much as you want going on if you want. Remember, you're writing this on your paper. And you have
Oh,
4 seconds, 10 more seconds. Three, two, one. A new sentence begins right now. It begins with, but at least no one there knew her dark secret, which was. Ten more seconds on this. Three, two, one. A new sentence starts. As she settled in, she noticed something strange about
About, can you say that again?
As she settled in, she noticed something strange about the. Good more seconds on that. 5, 3, 2, 1. The next sentence begins, wait, yes, it was looking at her. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A new sentence comes in. Francine realized it knew everything about her secret.
What was that?
Francine realized it knew everything about her secret.
Are you hearing anything?
Here comes a new one. She ran and ran until here comes a new sentence beginning. At last, she was safe in. And here comes the beginning of the very, very end. But surely, no, it couldn't be. And finish up in the next 30 seconds. All right. And wrap that up in the next 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, excellent. That exercise, just doing it, took a bit longer than I would expect it. So before people read, let's throw our playwrights another suggestion. Okay, Lisa?
That sounds great. I was thinking that we could send them, since we've already done a sound, we could send them an action. So something unexpected occurs. What do you think it is?
What is that thing?
Is it stub toe? Somebody guffaws loudly for 30 seconds. Everyone starts dancing, a door slams, the sound of a metronome, a skunk sprayed. Ooh, that's awesome. They're all very intriguing. I think for our purposes today, I'm either thinking a door slams or the sound of a metronome.
I'm
Laura,
going metronome.
yeah,
Because I saw it before I saw a door slam, and that's just how I work then.
perfect.
All right, are you sending it? I sent them the time. If you can send them the suggestion, and also listen to these amazing stories that happen. Here's how I think will work as we read these. When you're reading yours, just give me sort of a cue like this when it's time for me to say the beginning of the sentence that you weren't required to write down. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. All right, who wants to go first? I am ready. Yep, okay. Lori Abramson, if you could unmute yourself.
Yes. I ran into a little wall, but fiddle-dee-dee, who cares? Okay.
I'm
Francis,
amazed.
and I did write down your leads. Francine was nervous about spending the night at the Edgware Motel on the road outside town. But at least no one there knew her dark secret, that she traveled with her own supply of bedbugs to ward off unwanted human company. As she settled in, she noticed something strange about the toilet flusher. Rather than being firmly mounted on the water tank, it dangled and swung as though a wind tore through the loo. Wait, was that it? Wait, yet it was looking at her as she pondered using the facility. Pondered using the facility or adjourning to the lobby loo. Francine knew it knew everything about her secret box of bed bugs. She ran and ran until she got to the motel office before it was too late. At last, she was safe in a slightly less unsavory restroom. But surely, no, it couldn't be all that she was to face that night.
Very nice. Very nice. And strangely chilling. My scalp is crawling a bit. That's lovely. Who would like to do a brand new version of that same one? Cheryl, let's hear it. And then we'll hear from EJ.
I'll need your cues. I'll
okay.
need your cues.
All right. I'll watch for your signal.
Okay.
Francine was nervous about spending the night at
the abandoned library. It was abandoned after an act of war, just a shell of a building.
But at least no one there knew her dark secret.
That she played her magical violin to cast spells on those who dare cross her path.
As she settled in, she noticed something strange about the
tallest bookshelf in the library. It had a bit of a shiny doorknob and it caught her attention. The shelf, it turns out, was a door to an alternate reality.
Wait, yes, it was looking at her.
Yeah, the bookshelf seemed to have eyes and stared longingly at her violin.
Francine realized it knew everything about her dark secret.
Her magical violin, to be specific, because a few music books covered in cobwebs toppled off the shelf.
She ran and ran until
her shoes came off her very sweaty feet.
At last, she was safe in
her own imagination.
But wait, but surely, no, it couldn't be.
Yet another dream.
Fantastic. Laura, it looks like my texts are not going out. Can you send it?
I see it here now.
You do? Okay.
I do. I didn't see it before, but now I see it.
Okay, terrific.
Let's just break them out though and send them another text, shall we?
Sure.
No, we'll wait, because it just happened. All right, we won't send another one. And we've got EJ's, and I'm just on the edge of my seat here. Am I reading the beginning?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, please.
All right, here we go. Francine was nervous about spending the night at
the Senior Living Facilities Camp Out. Oh.
But at least no one there knew her dark secret.
She wasn't actually a senior, not for another 10 years, in fact. She just wanted a cushy life.
As she settled in, she noticed something strange about the
person on the camp cot next to her. They seemed completely flat, no bulge in the bed, just a head on the pillow and a finger.
Wait, yes, it was looking at her.
Heated hair rollers, pointing and moaning and groaning.
Francine realized it knew everything about her.
And she had no choice but to smother the head in the next bed.
She ran and ran until
the sound of the sirens faded into the dark.
At last, she was safe in
the occupational therapy room with the large ping pong table.
But surely, no, it couldn't be.
Kanye West? Finger to his lips? Also trying for a cushy life at the senior facility? The end.
I have to say, these are creeping me out, even though they're funny. I'm alone. I'm alone in this 3-story, 5-bedroom house. I want you to know, isolated in the mountains, but that's fine. Don't worry about me. Lisa, let's send them a suggestion. I know
All right.
it's, but I love surprising them. Could you all suggest a line of dialogue that they all now have to put in their play? Are you sending it, Lisa? Do you think you're good with that, or should I do it?
I seem to have some bars.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot.
All right. Here are some of our suggestions coming up. Forever we are joined now. Oh man, these are coming in fast. Is that a hair growing out of your, next one is, what do you? Busted, I knew it. WTF, Mama, I killed a man. Bees only live for one day. Life can be short. Wow. These
Wow,
are
great.
good. These are good. I'm going to do, I think, the opposite of the, oh, here comes one. I was going to say, I'm going to do the opposite of the traditional improv thing, which is take the first suggestion, and I'm going to send in the last one, which now is, I suggest this, Lisa, anyway, turn out the light.
Love it.
Turn out the light. Coolio. Do we have more readings of these improvised, sentence beginnings? All right. Oh, one more. Patty, let's hear it.
I do need the prompts. I do need the
Okay.
prompt.
All right, here we go. Francine was nervous about spending the night at
The KOA campground in Brattleboro, Vermont, because of the recent bear sightings. Actually, there was a cougar. It was on a mountain lion. I don't remember. Well, it doesn't really matter. Who cares? It was an animal.
but at least no one there knew her dark secret.
She had a tremendous amount of back hair. It trapped body odor. It always attracted animals. And every friend's house that had a pet, it would be so embarrassing. She was never left alone around animals.
As she settled in, she noticed something about the
Office manager. He didn't seem to move his mouth when he spoke, and his pupils were so dilated. There was also like no iris to his eyes. He also kept sniffing at her as though but he did assign her a good campsite for the night.
But wait, yes, it was looking at her.
Collar, oh shit, she hadn't shaved that spot. That was the only spot she could reliably reach, and now she was actually discovered.
Francine realized it knew everything about
the thickness of her hair, the odor, and then her own blathering on about what was going to go on in Brattleboro that weekend, the Labor Day parade, all of it.
She ran and ran until
she ran headfirst into a building, slamming herself against the wall.
At last, she was safe in
the latrine, and the smell of the latrine. Nobody would notice her own body smells there.
But surely, no, it couldn't be.
The office manager was coming toward her. He had no shirt on. He was just like her, covered in body hair. The end.
Oh, that was kind of romantic in a way. All right, excellent. That was so fun. If there's no one else who wants to read theirs, is there anyone who wants to read theirs? All right, then I don't see any artificial hands going up. So Lisa, I think you have the next game.
Yeah, we have another one, which is these are a couple of shorter ones. And the first one, you'll just have 1 minute to describe a beloved object. Describe a beloved object. 10 seconds to wrap that one up. Okay, I think that seemed like a very fast 10 seconds, but that's what I have. The second part of this, before we read, I think let's just move on into that and then we can read them together, is to describe the same object as a malevolent force. So another minute. Ten seconds. All right. All right. Would anyone like to read these two pieces? Object and the malevolent object. Linda.
A small postage stamp size drawing colored outside the lines of a bird that Mom colored after her stroke. A small postage size drawing colored outside the lines of a bird that, if stared at, comes alive, and its gaze holds your eyes fast, and it is impossible to escape as it eats your thoughts.
Of it. Anything can be malevolent.
Right.
Cheryl, you had your hand up, I think.
Yeah. Affectionate, loyal, soft, animated best friend, whiskers, and a bottom overbite. All-knowing, attacks without provocation. Deadly farts are his weapon of mass destruction.
Karen.
Looking at the vase always made Marcy want to drop out of her normal daily life and travel the world. The dragons on the vase on one side were playing in the clouds. And then Maleficent, or that is, Marcy clutched the antique vase in her clammy hands. The dragons on the vase had escaped and wrapped around her wrists and were pulling Marcy towards the unknown.
Love it. Thank you. EJ.
Oh, you're muted, EJ.
It doesn't even fit my great-grandmother's engagement ring. 3 diamonds on the twist, which was trendy in 1914, with the skinniest gold band I'm scared I'll break. And then the other side, 3 glinting diamonds on the twist, spiteful, set upon the tightest, meanest, stingiest blade of yellow gold, perfect for cutting into a plump, girlish finger, a contract of forever.
Oh, so much depends on the reading.
Yeah, really.
I think that was a hand up from Laurie. Yeah.
Mute.
You're still muted, Laurie. Dang, you still are. There you go.
Unless somebody else wanted to go. I don't know if there was another hand. Okay. Um, Harriet, my love, I saw you and fell hard. You fit on my finger perfectly. It's a finger puppet. Sure. Okay. Harriet's happy, welcoming grin, open to the world, gives the lie to her true nature. How it hurts me to say so, but her cuteness is a lie hiding her evil intents. My little giraffe, you know.
You might want to put some of these objects away tonight.
I have to say, I hate horror because it takes all these beautiful things and makes them awful.
It's just make believe, no matter how well they're written.
All right, all right. That's what my mom used to tell me. It's just pretend, Laura.
Do you think we should send the writers a
I
final
do.
7 minutes left suggestion and just
Yeah, but if you send them the time warning, I'll see if I can get this one. There's this thing that I'd love to have people do when I'm hosting, which is I call it a technical thing. So you may remember me asking for things like this. What I mean by a technical thing is sometimes we've done things like said, you have to repeat the same line of dialogue you just wrote 3 more times. Or everybody starts talking backwards. I think one time somebody even said one of my favorite ones was the play starts all over again. Something like that is not character driven or action driven. It's like a technical thing that they all must do. Now, if you don't understand what I just said, that's a-okay, because your misinterpretation might be fun. You know, it might spawn something interesting. So here comes some.
one character talks in rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
Characters in another language. They all start speaking gibberish for the next few lines. A few sentences can be longer than 4 words.
No longer.
No longer than 4 words in a row.
Oh, I love all of this.
Sings their lines.
I must have explained very well. I love all of these things. You got one, Lisa? I think I've chosen all of them so far.
How about a few sentences that can be no longer than 4 words?
Yeah. Let's tell them how many.
Yeah.
Hold up your fingers. How many? No, more than 2. Way more than 2. I'm going to say the next 5 sentences are only 4 words long. There we go.
Correct.
All right.
Was there anybody else who wanted to read the last one before we move on?
All right. The last one I think is me. Is it, Lisa? Am I doing it? I'd like to build on this object thing. It could be the same object that you just wrote about. I would love it if you would write the monologue, and you've only got like 2 minutes to do it. Write the monologue of this object as they watch the person whose deep, dark inner secret they know. That makes sense. They're watching a character and they know that the object knows that person's inner secret. Their monologue. Just take 30 more seconds. That will race into the end of their playwriting time. 8 more seconds. 5 more. All right, let's hear them. Lisa, should we tell them that was their last suggestion, the playwrights?
I guess so.
Unless we want to give them the last effect.
I think we've done enough for today.
Yeah. So, and who's going to read this evil inner monologue of an object? Who would like to read what they just wrote? Oh, this is my horror. Nobody's going to read. Oh, no. Oh, Patty, thank you. You saved me from my night of terror.
So I don't know if it's important that you know what my object was. It was a lighter. So,
Okay.
So here's my pulling it together. My lighter monologue. Snap, snap, snap. There she goes again, always playing with me. She must know I'm not safe. I'm not to be trusted. I could bend toward that thick hair of hers if I wanted to, but I don't. Call it ego. I like the way she holds me. I'll keep letting her think she's cool.
Oh dear. Oh dear. All right, who else? Oh, okay, Cheryl, let's hear it.
Well, my object was not, I mean, it was my dog, so here we go. I wait until she sleeps. It doesn't take long when she's had 4 glasses of wine. Placing a stuffed animal in my place, I jump from the warm bed, exit the house with the intent of destroying her potential boyfriends. No one will ever take my place in her bed.
Oof. All right.
I know.
Who's coming on? Who else is reading? Yeah, Karen.
Marcy went out, this was the vase. Marcy went out in the great wide world each day and pretended to be a normal creature. She dressed like one, talked like one, and even learned to laugh like one. But the spirit in the vase knew that Mary was a beast, and she longed for blood and pain.
Nice, nice. We have 14 more seconds. I want to hear another one. Get as many in here as we can. EJ, you're unmuted. Why don't you read?
Okay, mine's not so much evil, you'll see.
right.
It's the engagement ring. She coughs into a handkerchief, so it stands to reason that
Right.
stands to reason that I, dangling on her skinny finger as proof that Patrick loves her, it stands to reason that I see the spot of blood that she covers with her hand, nervously smiling, pretending she's not scared. I see it. That's it.
Nice.
I don't know if it was evil, but that creeped me
That
out.
was evil.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else got one they want to? I don't care that the time's up. They're not back yet. So somebody's got time to read.
I'm right here. I'm right
Oh.
back.
Alex is.
Ken's back. I wanted to hear one though.
Yeah. Let them hear one. Who's gonna read one for them? This is a monologue from the point of view of an object that while it's watching a person whose deep dark secret it knows. Who hasn't read yet? Who wants to go? What is it about you guys? They were really forthcoming before. My hair has turned several shades whiter.
I think almost
I won't listen.
Oh, Ben.
Okay, we need Kat.
We need Kat.
There she is.
Oh, there she is. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So,
Well, yeah. Thanks.
I was completely terrorized during this jam. Just tell you that. So what's going to happen next, I believe, is I'm going to move some things around here on my desktop. There we go.
Yeah, I think the next thing is that the playwrights will need to cast their plays and prepare for their world premieres. So let's take a 10-minute intermission. And we're putting some information in the chat, and it includes the URLs of Freestyle Repertory Theater and Synergy Theater. If you'd like to take a moment right now to check out the two companies, make a donation perhaps, register for next month's Right Away. Feel free to stay here and watch the backstage chaos as everyone casts their plays, or go get an intermission. A refreshment, and come back at 32 minutes after the hour, whatever hour it is where you are. Refreshments are on the house. Your house.
Your house. I love that one. All right, everybody. Oops, I don't want to just put this to Lisa. So Alex, who do you need for yours?
I have a two-hander, so I need Ken and Kat to play the young man and young woman in my play, and I will send it as soon as I just make, spell the names out. I've got to do a search and replace to make sure the names are consistent and do stage directions, but it'll come along, and you'll have names then. And Laura, may I point out your timer is still going? I don't know if that's distracting, but
Yeah, I'll get that off one of these days. I had a lot going on.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right. So, Kat, what do you need?
Need Ken, if you could play Sven. Laura, if you could play Simo. Lisa, if you could play Goats 1 and 3. Alex, if you could play Goat 2 and Chickens.
Okay. Ken.
All right, I'm going to need everybody. And Alex, I'm going to have to ask you to read 2 roles. So here we go. Kat, will you please play Greta? Laura, will you play Mother? Alex, will you play Father? Lisa, will you play Katerina? And Alex, will you play Antonin as well?
as long as I don't have to play a chicken, yeah, I'm good.
Antonin is a slug.
By the way.
All right, is that it?
Yep.
I made it go away.
Yay. We're no longer negative countdown territory.
All right. We'll see you at 32 minutes after the hour.
Let's see. I just want to make sure that I have the
Yeah.
tonight.
Oh, Barack Obama emailed me his scripts. Oh,
Good.
Kamala Harris. Oh, I got a really important role to play. I actually don't have anybody's script.
Just sent mine.
I got cats.
I just sent mine.
I got Ken. Did people get Alex's?
I have not.
Alex has not sent his because he's still doing formatting. I promise it's just formatting, so it'll be easier to read.
I'm just formatting the last 2 pages of my play.
I'm just formatting Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka.
I just did a search and replace.
Like the
Oh,
translation
okay.
of horrible vermin as opposed to giant cockroach.
Yeah.
A little different.
That's what my Project Gutenberg said.
Yeah,
Horrible vermin.
it's a translation, right? I remember from the producers, right?
Not everybody
Line of
finds
producers.
cockroaches. Okay, here it's coming.
Dang, I just deleted a chance to have coffee with Kamala Harris.
Oh.
All over you. Man, the Obamas are good speakers, aren't they?
How about this for a hot take? I thought Michelle's speech was
She's
better.
amazing.
I thought she was better than Barack. I thought
Oh,
Barack
yeah.
might have lost it a little bit.
I'm not sure I would go as far as saying he's lost it a little bit, but
I'm not going to vote for him.
but she's amazing. I think she's just the most amazing human. And she
I
gave an
really
amazing
was
speech.
inspired by her speech. Yes.
Yeah.
Dang, that was the night I missed.
Well,
can
it's
find
out
it
there, on
online.
YouTube.
I know, I haven't looked yet.
And what about Oprah? She was pretty awesome too, I thought.
I liked her. Yeah.
I have sent my play, by the way.
Oh.
All right.
PDF, all formatted. See, now I'm trying to find yours. You all's. I got it. They're good.
I don't have Alex's yet, but I'm not in it.
I don't see it either.
She says. Let me make sure I sent it. I think I sent it. Oh. No, I have to hit send, right? I attached it though, at least that.
That's good.
Any luck?
Now it is. Now I've got
Yes. That's good. We have about 2 minutes till we come back.
Plenty of time.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting.
Are you still waiting for mine?
I am. Oh, there it is.
Barry and
We're just not very patient people. That's the problem.
We're on the clock here, man. This is a tight schedule.
I'm going to get some water in the minute that I have.
I
wish-
downloaded Alex's 3 times to make up for the delay.
I was wishing the jam had been much longer.
I gotta say, I really was creeped out a lot.
Creeped out in a good way.
And also in this big empty house where, thank heavens, it's still light here. The people who are here with me came back, but the garage door is 2 stories under me, and it rumbles and makes this huge. That happened in the middle of the jam.
I can't wait to see the jam. I like me some horror.
There's some great stuff.
I hate horror, and I hate it more now.
What was the reason for the theme? Is it Mary Shelley's birthday or something, did you say?
On the 30th, it's her birthday. And you know, she rode on a dare, did pretty well. So
Yes, that's right. She did.
perfect for this show.
Well, I think it's time for everyone to come on back.
I just
Right.
trust I will not be remembered 100 years from today for this play.
We'll keep bringing it up just to annoy you.
At your funeral.
Part of your research project, Ken, that we're paying you for is to insert it into every biography.
All right, all right. Everyone come back. We have to start this show with a
Hey,
second.
audience, yeah, come on back, grab your refreshments and join us back in the theater. And while you're gathering, let me take this time to invite you to join our Facebook page right away afterwards. It's for anybody who's been a part of any right away performance and would like to continue a conversation about the show or about writing in general, as well as be kept up to date about our upcoming shows, news about any of the playwrights who have anything going on. So come on in. I think it's in the chat, yes?
Is it in the chat?
The URL should be in the chat. If it's not,
Yeah, it is, I think.
yeah, okay.
Bloody see it.
All right. And if you're watching a video of this, our websites are synergytheater.com or freestylrep.org. And our Facebook page, you just look up right away afterwards, and you'll find it and just ask to join. That's all you need to do. Now we're going to do the readings of these 3 new plays that have just been written. While we're doing that, if you are in the audience or you're one of the playwrights and you're not in the play or not on stage at the moment, we ask you to keep your cameras off during that time. And also, if you'd rather not see the names of the people, you know how you can, they can turn their camera off, but you still see their name on the screen. If you'd rather not see that, go down to the lower left, click on that camera icon, scroll down and click on hide non-video participants. So you'll stop seeing their names. And again, feel free to do that and undo that however you want. It doesn't affect how anyone else sees the play. Also, at the end of the reading, it is fun to pop the camera back on, everyone, and give the playwrights a little bit of appreciation at the end of their plays.
Yes, indeed. So let's review the suggestions that we sent to all the playwrights while they were writing. The first one was Edelweiss shall be sung or heard. It's a command. Then after that was the sound of a metronome plays some role. Then a line of dialogue, turn out the light, or turn out the light. Depends on how you say it. The final one is the next 5 sentences shall be 4 words or less. That was it.
Right. Okay. And keeping in the same order that we randomly said earlier, Alex Rowe, why don't you come on screen, remind us of your suggestion, and get your world premiere kicked off for us.
Well, here I am now. Hello, everyone. My suggestion for something that you were not afraid of was donuts. Be afraid. Be very afraid. It begins with our main characters, Barry and Gina, on stage, and they are sitting. I'm just trying to find a copy of my own play. In a gremlin on the beach.
Anyway, they really only bite you by accident, like if they think you're a seal or something. So it's important, I mean, probably a best practice, not to wear a wetsuit. Because a wetsuit typically, the typical standard issue wetsuit is black and made of neoprene, which somewhat, in spite of the fact that it clings tightly to the body, I mean, it's, wetsuits are, anyway, they tend to render you more or less shapeless or kind of, plump. Or so you are more easily mistaken for, a seal. And so the shark, I mean, if there is a shark nearby, which is like pretty unlikely, but if there is one, and there are more of them now than there used to be, you are more likely, to be bitten by accident. Like accident-prone shark. I guess that's not so. Hey, check this out. This is cool.
Barry revs the engine and guns the car forward, cutting the wheel to the side. Gina is rocked to the side by the spinning of the car.
This is kind of a beat car, but on the sand like this, you could really do some good donuts. Hey!
Gina screams in terror. Barry takes his foot off the gas and stops the spinning.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Barry reaches over to comfort her. Gina bites his hand.
Ow! Shit!
Sorry.
Shit! Wow! That really? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't like.
Yeah. Sorry. I thought it might be cool, but I get it. It's kind of what girls, maybe. I don't even like to. It's something I see other guys do.
Not spinning. Spinning is fun.
I don't think I'm bleeding.
Barry turns on the overhead light.
No,
it's fine. Hurts.
I don't like.
Right.
I don't like those.
The don't.
Ah!
Okay. Okay. Don't bite me again.
The sound of a metronome is heard. Tick, tick.
No more biting, but time.
Time? Oh, like time to go in?
No, it's near time.
Hey, do you hear that ticking?
You hear it?
Yeah.
It's not much time.
I'm really sorry. I guess this isn't such a great.
I'm going to have to go soon.
Yeah, I know. I'm really not great at. I thought the beach, and then I started talking about shark attacks, which is, and the dope. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't get to go out with, very often.
Why did you ask me?
Oh, I don't know. You don't talk much to other kids. And I thought maybe, I don't know, we just have biology together. But you seem really interested. Like most kids are not, or they kind of get grossed out. I thought you were kind of cool.
Touch me.
What?
Touch.
I don't know. I'm kind of.
Turn out the light.
Barry turns out the light. He reaches over and touches her hand.
Whoa,
Yeah.
you're so cold. Do you need something?
I really liked hearing you talk about shark attacks.
Oh, really?
Really. I never knew there were so many ways
Ways?
to die. I never thought about it before.
The ticking grows louder.
It's almost time.
What time?
Do you like me?
We don't really.
Could you like me?
Sure. Why not?
What if I weren't
Weren't.
like the other girls?
you're not like anybody I know. That's why I thought maybe we'd, whatever.
What if I weren't alive?
You mean like after you're dead, will I?
I am dead.
What do you mean?
I'm not alive. I'm dead. I died in a bakery accident
When did that happen?
before I came here,
What kind of accident?
in the deep fryer.
But then you'd be.
Neoprene.
Gina pulls off her synthetic skin. She is burned and somewhat decayed.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Awful.
It must have hurt so much.
It's horrible.
No, I mean, I can't see.
He
But
touches her.
it's okay.
Would you join me?
Is that what the timer is?
Yes. I have to spend eternity alone unless someone will join me in my country.
And then you won't be alone?
No.
I'll join you.
Let's meet a shark.
They begin driving into the ocean, and she begins singing.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever.
That was freaky.
Freaky.
Whoa.
So good.
Who said
Whoa.
donut?
You know, Lisa was talking earlier about a hallmark of horror is the main character doesn't get changed. And I think that's part of what I find so irritating about the genre is nothing changes. And what I really loved about this was they both changed. I mean, it was kind of like a scary, creepy, incredibly powerful and generous love story, you know, and they were both redeemed by it. So I thought that was interesting.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Thank
Very
you, Eric.
well done, Mr. Rubb. All right, Kat, you want to launch us into yours? Wait, I'm in here.
Yes, mine. I'm sorry, I have Ken's up, but let me find mine. I hope, if I didn't lose my play. Yes, okay. My suggestions were Three Billy Goats Gruff and GMOs. So we bring you GMG. It starts with Sven and Simo on stage.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I'm not there. There I am.
We open on a bridge crossing over a river which winds beautifully through a pastoral landscape. Troll Sven sits underneath the bridge chatting with his troll partner, Simo.
I'm telling you, I just don't feel right. That last goat, there was something wrong with it.
Don't be silly. It's all in your head.
It's not in my head. I know when a goat isn't good. My stomach's all rumbly. I feel sleepy, achy. It happened every time I've eaten a goat recently.
There's nothing wrong with the goats.
They're making them differently now, you know, at least around here. When I went to visit our cousin Barth, the goats were just fine. But these goats, they make me sick. I swear to Odin.
Fine. Goats make you sick. We've been eating goats for generations and generations, and now all of a sudden you think they are poisoning you.
That's just the point. We have not been eating goats like this. I heard a rumor that they have been selectively breeding themselves in order to become tougher and more resilient to illness. They're doing some weird stuff over there, I swear. I overheard them talking in the field. They are modifying themselves.
Yeah, right. So you're going to eat what? Chickens?
Stop being so dismissive. You don't know. I could eat a chicken.
Well, I guess this is your chance to put your money where your mouth is. Or not.
A goat saunters down the lane towards the bridge. She's humming Edelweiss.
Oh, goat. She looks delicious.
I knew it. I knew you couldn't do it.
Ah, halt, goat.
Hello?
I'm going to gobble you up.
No, you don't want to do that. I'm modified.
I told you.
Oh, yes. I've been eating only Edelweiss flowers, which everyone knows are toxic for trolls.
Edelweiss?
A troll would need to eat 20 bushels of raw Edelweiss to suffer any ill effects.
Do you want to risk it? Look, I hear there are some unmodified goats in the Brandenford just over the hill. I'm sure they'll come by at some point.
Yeah. I'll wait for one of them. Fine, go ahead, pass.
Birdie continues walking by, humming her song. Sven slinks back under the bridge. The sound of a metronome is heard.
OMG. I can't believe you let that perfectly good goat just walk by.
She wasn't perfectly good. She was poison, and I didn't see you going for her.
I ate 3 goats earlier this morning, and I'm feeling fine, BTW.
Where were they from?
I don't know. I didn't ask. You're losing it, Sven. What's that sound?
What sound?
I don't know. I didn't ask. Oh, sorry. What? That click, 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 like a metronome.
Oh, that's my stomach. It told you. It's like there's a ticking time bomb in there. Something is very wrong.
I think maybe you're just hungry.
We see another goat coming around the bend.
Ah, look, another goat. Maybe this one is unmodified. It's a gray one. I think the ones in Brandenford are gray.
Gary the goat saunters down the lane.
Halt, goat!
Alex, you're muted. Alex, you need to unmute.
Hiya!
I'll gobble you up.
Modified.
On his way confidently and undeterred. Sven steps aside and watches Gary cross the bridge. Sven and Simo sit in silence under the bridge a long while. Night falls. Simo lights a little fire, takes out a goat leg from behind his back, and starts roasting it over the fire.
Turn out the light.
The fire?
Yes.
Why?
It's just mean. You know I can't eat these goats, and I'm starving. Have some compassion. At least go eat that somewhere else.
I refuse to give in to this craziness. It's all in your head.
It is not all in my head. Maybe you're just not as in touch with your body as I am. Maybe it hasn't hit you yet. I'm telling you, these goats, they're going to kill us.
We see Goat Gretel walking down the path.
Okay, I've had it. I've had it. Enough is enough. I'm taking this one.
He jumps out from under the bridge.
You don't want to eat me. I'm.
Simo reaches out and gobbles her down in one bite.
Amazing. So good.
I hate you.
Look, I'm fine. Drop this crazy. Wait a second.
He sits down with a thud, queasy.
Something wrong, Simo?
No, I'm fine.
You don't look fine.
I ate too fast.
It was the goat!
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was not.
It was. It was modified with Edelweiss. I told you. Ah!
Simo and Sven sit in the light of the fire, Sven's tummy ticking and Simo's sloshing.
Okay, maybe you're right. I guess we'll have to switch over to chicken.
Chickens aren't so bad. Way stupider than goats, anyway. Easy to catch, bite-sized, much more like the dinosaurs our kind ate in the olden days.
Look, Sven. Chickens!
A gaggle of chickens serendipitously flutter down the road.
Yes, dinner, finally. Halt! I'll gobble you up!
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, modified, Edelweiss, modified.
Ah!
Curtain. Very nicely read.
Ah, it's the modern world.
I love the chance for all the physical interpretations. Nicely done, goats and chickens.
Work.
Yeah, yeah.
I love the accumulation of Edelweiss is what gets you.
I do like that the playwrights, both playwrights so far, have just like kept going back to what they already had, which was in two different ways, bringing Edelweiss back in, which was great, I thought. Our last play is coming up, everyone. When our last play is read, we will hang out for a bit and have a little talk back where we can ask questions or just talk about things like the plays we just saw and what happened in the jam and stuff like that. So here comes the last play, but stick around even afterwards. Ken, take it away.
All right. Thank you very much. So my play is like kind of a sequel play to Franz Kafka's story, The Metamorphosis. In that story, Gregor Samsa woke one morning to discover he had turned into a bug. My suggestion was that in this story, Greta Samson, his sister, wakes up on another morning to discover that she had become a washcloth. So we have three scenes for the play. Scene one is in Greta's bedroom. Forgive me, I'm going to take myself off screen. Scene one is in Greta's bedroom. At present, mother, father, and Greta.
Greta, wake up!
Greta, wake up at once.
You've overslept again, Greta. You're late for work at Mrs. Holmesky's house.
You were due at 6 o'clock, and now I am sure that Mrs. Holmesky is beside herself with anger. You were due at 6 o'clock to milk her cows, to build a fire, to cook her breakfast.
Porridge. She always has porridge, and she depends upon you to make it, Greta.
And we depend upon you, too. We depend on you to go to Mrs. Holmesky's house each day to work as her servant and earn us the coronas to help us stay alive.
But you have let us down. You have overslept again, and I am certain that Mrs. Holmesky shall not have further need of you.
And what shall we do, Greta? What shall we do?
Your father can no longer work in the fields because of his injury.
The cow?
Yes, he was knocked on his back by the cow, and she stepped on his right hand.
I can no longer work.
He can no longer work, and you are to lose your place at Mrs. Holmesky's. We shall have nothing, nothing. Greta!
Father, please, I have something to tell you.
What is it, Greta?
Yes, what is it?
Look, bring the lantern closer to me and look at me. I have become a washcloth.
Oh, well, here we go again.
Really, Greta? Must you be like this? Your brother wakes up one morning to find he had transformed into a horrible vermin, and sure as can be, you must wake up on another morning to find that you have transformed into a washcloth. Must you always copy your brother in everything he does?
Well, I won't stand for it. I won't stand for it, Greta. It was painful enough to watch your brother become an insect and die a horrible death. I shall not stand by and watch you become a washcloth and tatter away into nothingness. Now take yourself back at this very instant.
I can't.
Greta, listen to your father.
I can't. I've been trying all morning. I awoke an hour ago and I've been trying to turn myself back into myself, but I cannot. I just can't do it.
Well, this is just fine. All right then, Greta. If this is what you wish, to be a washcloth, then go ahead and be one. But you won't get any sympathy from me.
Mother grabs Greta and begins scrubbing her arms and neck with her.
Mother, stop it. What are you doing?
I am washing my arms and neck. Well, you are a washcloth, aren't you? And isn't that what people do with washcloths? They wash. And they do exactly what I am doing.
Stop it, Mother, please.
Oh, look. My shoes are positively dirty. Mother, may I borrow that washcloth to buff my shoes?
Of course.
Father grabs Greta and buffs his shoes.
Oh, Father, no.
Suddenly, Edelweiss is heard from outside.
What is that? Is that a song? Is that Edelweiss?
The door opens and Katerina enters.
Forgive the intrusion.
This is a private house.
My daughter's bedroom.
And at such a time, my daughter has just recently become a washcloth.
How fortunate. I am in need of a washcloth and will pay a great sum for one.
You will?
How much?
100 coronas.
100 coronas?
Lord in heaven!
Yes, for you see, I am a wandering minstrel, and I rely very heavily on the cleanliness of my accordion to ply my trade. My accordion has become terribly dirty as of late, and I must have a washcloth to clean it. Well, what do you say, girl? Do you wish to join me on my travels and live in my accordion bag so that I might pull you out and clean my accordion whenever I need to?
Oh, yes, I would be happy to.
Greta!
Greta, how could you leave us like this?
I cannot work!
The cow!
Sorry, Mother and Father, but if I am to be a washcloth, then I shall at least make an adventure of it. Goodbye, Mother. Goodbye, Father. Perhaps forever.
Knockout. Scene 2, a country road. Katerina walks down the road with Goethe slung over her shoulder.
Thank you for allowing me to drape over your shoulder, Katerina.
This is my pleasure. I shall use you to mop my brow.
Tell me, Katerina, how did you come to be a wandering minstrel?
From the time I was a child, I only wanted to sing. Edelweiss was always my favorite song, and I wished to share it with the world. Of course, my mother and father were very upset. They wanted me to stay at home and marry Antonin. But
the sound of a metronome is heard. Enter Antonin holding a metronome.
Antonin!
There you are, my naughty girl.
But how did you find me?
I followed your song. But you sing in a wild fashion. You sing without proper scansion and meter. I shall tame you with my metronome, and then, when you are tame, I shall take you to our village and marry you.
You won't.
I will. Now listen. Listen to the steady, measured beat of my metronome. Fall into rhythm. Comply. Comply.
No, Katerina, don't.
I must. I can't fight against his metronome. I'm lost. I'm lost.
No!
Suddenly, Greta flings herself off of Katerina's shoulders and into Antonin's mouth. Antonin struggles and coughs and chokes until at last Antonin dies and falls to the ground.
Greta, you saved me. You saved me from a horrid life of a loveless marriage and the drudgery of the housewife. How can I thank you?
Only thing I want, Katerina, is to be a girl again, not a washcloth any longer.
I do not know how to change you back.
And I am lost.
But I know that when you flung yourself from my shoulder and into Antonin's mouth, I felt a change.
You did?
Yes, I did. Before you did that, I was held in the power of his metronome. It was as if I had no will of my own. But as you suffocated him to death, I felt empowered. And when I was completely free of him, I was a changed woman. I was my own.
Turn out the light.
But we are outside.
No, I mean that I know what I must do. I must go back to my mother and father and turn out the light.
You mean?
Yes, I must kill them. They are my Antonin. When I suffocate them, I will be empowered and become myself. Please, Katerina, you must take me back.
Yes, I will. Come.
Blackout, scene 3, back at Greta's house. Mother and father are present.
What shall we do, Father?
The cow. The cow.
Yes, yes, the cow. First we lost our son, now we lose our daughter. Father, why, why do our children turn into things?
I do not know, mother.
Enter Greta.
Greta!
Greta, you have returned to us.
Yes, but I must kill you both.
Kill us both? But why?
You are the reason I have become a washcloth. You think of me as such, and so I have become one. I was a girl, Mother, a girl with ambition and intelligence and dreams and aspirations. But you sold me to Mrs. Holmesky and forced me into a life of cleaning and servitude for few poor coronas. I had a voice, Father, a voice that I wished to raise to the heavens and be heard. But this you refused me. To you, I am nothing but a washcloth.
But this is the world in which we live, Greta. I did not make the world, you know.
Then I shall make a different one, Father. I shall turn out your light and illuminate a brighter one from my heart.
Flings herself into his mouth and throat. He dies.
Greta! Greta! Oh, Father! What have you done, Greta?
I'm sorry, Mother, but you must be next.
You will not turn out my light so easily, Greta. You are nothing but a washcloth, a dirty rag with which I wipe my feet, and I shall feed you to the billy goat before I let you turn out my light.
Mother pulls out a pair of scissors.
So it has come to this.
Yes, it has come to this.
Oh, Mother, how could you?
Greta flings herself at Mother, who snips the scissors wildly in the air, but Greta finds her mother's mouth and throat. Mother dies. Enter Katarina.
Greta! Greta!
She pulls Greta out of Mother's mouth.
You have done it.
Greta transforms into a girl.
I am a girl.
Yes, and so lovely.
I want to sing.
Sing Edelweiss with me.
No, I must find a song of my own.
Travel with me.
No, I must find a road of my own as well.
Am I never to see you again?
I think you will. Our roads may head off in different directions, but roads are known to twist and turn, and I shall not be surprised if mine runs into yours at some point in the woods, and perhaps at a time when one of us is lost and can use a friend.
Goodbye, Greta.
Goodbye, Katerina.
Exit Katerina.
Well, now, where shall I go? And what shall I sing? I do not know, but how exciting it will be to discover.
Exit Greta. Blackout. End of play. Awesome reading, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely.
It makes me realize that I've got to read that. I got to read the Metamorphosis again. That was cool, Ken. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you all.
I wanted to say, while we're saying thank you to everyone who came tonight, everyone who's listening in, everyone who participated in the jam. Thank you so much. I'm not sure how I'm going to sleep tonight, but I'll manage. And I would like to thank everyone who is watching the videos. And also, so many of you have made contributions to our websites that helps both of our countries, companies, that's what I mean to say, companies, Synergy Theater and Freestyle Repertory Theater. So if you enjoyed the evening and you feel so inclined, you can go to either website, synergytheater.com or freestylrep.org. And there's a donation button somewhere there to donate to our companies. And most of all, we thank you for your time, and we hope you'll come again. The next one is September 23rd, and I believe that Kat and I are going to be writing in it, and Chris Harcum is, and there are some other folks that I haven't written down on this piece of paper in front of me, but they're going to be more there, and I hope that you all will be back again with all of your creative, wacky writing friends.
And thank you to all the playwrights. Let's give them a final round of applause. Yay. Brilliant playwriting.
And if you're staying for the talkback, please stay. Feel free to turn your camera back on, your microphone back on. If you're not, we hope to see you next month. Goodbye, everyone, except for those who are staying for the talk. Goodbye.
Thank you, hosts. Well hosted.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
I'll say, very good job. Does anyone else? I see loads of people are still with us. If you want to pop your camera back on, please do. If you
And as that's happening, I'm going to end our live streaming. So let's say good night to all of our friends in the live stream world.
Goodbye.
Thank you for
farewell
watching,
to you,
everybody.
To you and you.
And you and you.
So now, all of you who don't recycle and we can see it, you know, you can pop your cameras back on. And while people are doing so.
Actually, Laura, you are the host, and so you're going to need to end that live stream.
Oh, I am?
Can you do that if or can you make me host again?
I'm going to look at more here and see if it'll let. Oh, that's the first thing it asked me to do.